Hi there, Cheryl Cook from Remax Nova, and today in 3 minutes or less, I'm going to explain closing costs to you, and these are really important to know if you're buying a home. So first, what is closing? Well, closing is the final step in the real estate transaction. It's the day that the deal closes and you actually own the home that you bought. The date for this is set in the agreement of purchase and sale, which is the offer contract that you sent to the sellers that they accepted. Closing costs are typically between about 2.5% to 3% of the full purchase price of the home, and this is money that you have to have ready separate from your down payment. The list that I'm going to give you of general closing costs here isn't exhaustive, but they're typical. So the largest one is usually the deed transfer tax. This is collected on behalf of the municipalities for transferring the deed, and it varies in Nova Scotia from 0% in some municipalities to 1.5%, which is what it is in Halifax. Also, please note that out-of-province residents who are purchasing property here now are subject to a 5%, additional 5% deed transfer tax that is charged by the province, not the municipalities. There is an exemption for this if you are purchasing the property and intend to move here within 6 months of closing. So another one is title insurance. So title insurance protects the property owners and the lenders against losses related to the property's title or ownership. It's usually about $250 to $300, and it's a one-time charge, not recurring. You also have your tax certificate that is issued by your county that indicates that your property tax account is up to date, and this is $75 in Halifax. We also have adjustments. So adjustments are adjusting anything that is paid in advance. So property tax, for example, is paid in advance here. So it is likely that the seller of the home has paid for some property tax that goes past closing date when they will no longer own the property. So that amount that's already been paid is calculated back to the day of closing, and that is added to your closing costs that you pay the seller. The sellers are also required to keep all fuel full at the time they leave the property and it closes. So they will fill the oil tank, and if there's propane tanks, they'll fill those as well. And the cost of that is added to your adjustments, and you pay that as part of your closing costs because, of course, you're the one who's going to use that fuel. There are also legal fees, recording fees, disbursements. So for the work the lawyers do on the transaction, the fee for these is usually $1,200 to $1,800. It's fairly standard, but it can vary from firm to firm and transaction to transaction. And then on closing day. So you're going to meet with your lawyer before closing day. You're going to get a final tally for your down payment as well as these closing costs. And this is typically all going to be paid to the bank to the law firm with a bank draft. So that's the basics of closing costs. If you have any questions about this or anything else to do with buying or selling a home, please get in touch anytime. Call me, message me, text me, whatever you like, or just visit me at buyorsellahouseinhalifax.com.